Good morning, Namaskar. Good morning, Namaskar. This is Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India, and today, December 3rd, 2020, another day of life and of world, and another day of COVID-19. This is talking of status of COVID-19 in Bharat, India. हमारे देश भारत में इंडिया में कोविड-19 का कल तक का क्या स्टेटस है उसके बारे में ये फाइल आपके सामने. गुड मॉर्निंग टू एवरीवन. There are some signals have come. Thanks, signals now. Signal is always a problem here. So what to do? I just repeat my sentences. Already 50 seconds have gone. Whatever it is, good morning to all those who may or who are listening or viewing this file, COVID-19 regarding Bharat, India. Status very, very unbecoming, unpleasant, unconvincing, inconvincing, and you can say that this is like, we have very little scope to recover from it or to keep ourselves, our 130 crore people safe from impact of COVID-19 because already only small population has been given relief, but major population, you can say 90% population is in neighborhood of attack of this COVID-19. COVID-19, as I say, this status means another 1132 days, according to what speed we are moving, are on cards, and we are forced to wait for that, though there is no projection of any wait schedule, yet I expect that we have to wait for death and wait for impact of COVID-19. Every citizen shall be hammered by COVID-19. Those citizens are optimists, nothing would happen to them. But it's not that they are going to subject to impact of COVID-19 whatever time. Really very serious, very, very serious, extremely serious, I can say. इतना गंभीर से गंभीर विषय है ये. शायद हम लोग बहुत बहुत आश्वस्त हो चुके हैं कि हमें कुछ नहीं होगा, बहुत आश्वस्त हो चुके हैं कि हमें कुछ नहीं होगा, लेकिन सच्चाई तो ये है कि अंधकार में रोशनी दिखती नहीं. अंधकार में हमें कौन सा सामान कहाँ रखा है जब तक उसकी पूरी नॉलेज ना हो तो उस सामान को हम उठा नहीं सकते. वही हाल हमारे कोविड का है. हम शायद कोविड से ज़्यादा मस्त हो गए हैं, यही एक प्रॉब्लम है. कोविड इतना मस्त नहीं है जितने मस्त हो गए हैं. कोविड तो और गंभीर होता जा रहा है, लेकिन हम लोग और मस्त होते जा रहे हैं और यही प्रॉब्लम हमको देगा. यही अंदाज़ हमारा कि कोविड कुछ नहीं करेगा हमारा, जैसा कि मैं सुन रहा हूँ, देख रहा हूँ बहुत सारे वीडियोस पे कि कोविड हमारा क्या कर लेगा. यही सोच हमको मारेगी, हमारे देश की जनसंख्या को, देश की पब्लिक को मारेगी. आज हमें नहीं लग रहा कि कोविड कुछ कर पाएगा, लेकिन सच्चाई तो यह है कि हम आहिस्ता आहिस्ता कोविड के गड्ढे में, कोविड के समुद्र में धंसते चले जा रहे हैं और ऐसी कोई मशीन नहीं है जो उसको वहाँ से निकाल ले. अभी हम कुछ ही धंसे हैं, लेकिन हम गड्ढा होना अलाउ किए जा रहे हैं. दिस कोविड is a great danger to whole humanity, in fact, not only to our country, but all other countries as well, and those countries are serious about this. Of course, people there too are like us. They're not serious, but I'm not blaming anyone here. I am blaming some time that has come, and our people, this report says, government report says only 14.355 crore 14.36 crore people have been tested so far. That's 11.043% of whole population. 14.3536 crore people have been tested. 14 करोड़ 36 लाख लोगों का अभी तक टेस्ट हुआ है, जो कि हमारी जनसंख्या का 11.043% है. 11.043%. 10 से तो चलो ऊपर निकला, 11 तो पहुंचा, लेकिन इसमें खुशी की बात नहीं, रोष की बात है. कि हम सिर्फ 11 पर पहुँचे हैं अभी और 88.957% बाकी. We have reached only to 11.043% by conducting tests of 14.3557647 crore people, and 88.957 whole population, you can say 89% population is still there who are unaware about their health to an extent COVID-19 is concerned. Yesterday on 2nd December 2nd, 2020, 11,11,698 people were tested. कल 2 दिसंबर 2020 को 11,11,698 व्यक्तियों का कोविड टेस्ट हुआ इस रिपोर्ट के हिसाब से. और अब तक जो भी हुआ उसमें 95 लोगों को कोविड पॉजिटिव मिला. कोविड हुआ है, कोविड के शिकार हुए हैं वो 95.34964 persons have been reported to be involved with COVID detection, positive COVID till now, and yesterday only 35,551 were reported according to this report, and there is clear indication that by hook or by crook this number is being drawn down so that they can show to world, see, we have controlled it. Means a fictitious data it is. It's not look, it is guaranteed fictitious data. With guarantee I can say 35,551, which should be more than 1.5 crore to 2 crore. In fact, every day it's happening out of control, and death so far is 138,648. 1,38,648 मृत्यु अब तक हुई. कल तक cumulative death 138,648. This is one line data that's being discussed for yesterday that has gone, and till now 278 days lapsed since March, and this means we have a criticality ahead, super criticality, and that means we have now still 115.64 crore people out of 130 crore who know nothing about COVID. Maybe they think it won't happen, or maybe they are suffering, they have been suffering. हो सकता है वो पहले ही परेशान हो, पहले ही कोविड लगा उनको, लेकिन उन्हें पता नहीं कि उनको क्या हुआ है या होगा, क्योंकि टेस्ट नहीं हुआ. In absence of test, they may feel assured that there's no COVID to them, and it is 115.64 crores out of 130 crore people. That is approximately 89%, or exactly 88.957%. This happens, and it says it's extremely slow work. 1132 days are required for complete testing of COVID. It's really 1132, exactly same figure stands every day. Every day this figure stands. 1132, I think this is a landmark, you can say. It's a kind of symbol or legend that has come onto this data. 11, 32, 33, 34, 35, 30, like that. Just a fluctuation of 1 or 2 every day, come out up or down. And this is, here I can say, this is really a kind of an answer, you can say. It's a kind of, you can say, a question's answer, means what should be planned. This is an indicator, this is a supporting point that should tell planner who is responsible for COVID-19 means what to do, how to handle this situation, which is control criteria, you can say. This can be considered as a control criteria to combat COVID or to uplift COVID, both ways. If you can allow this figure to increase, means you are supporting COVID, you are allowing COVID thriving or your expansion of COVID or allowing its impact to be more, if you consider no problem, let it be 1200, let it be 1150, let it be 1300, or you say no, I want this 200, I want this 100, that is up to that planner, that scheduler who is responsible for combating COVID in our country. वो व्यक्ति जो उसके लिए उत्तरदायी है कोविड को कंट्रोल करने के लिए, उस व्यक्ति के लिए ये फिगर 1132 से 1132 बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है समझने के लिए कि कैसे इसको रोका जाए या कैसे आगे बढ़ा जाए। आखिर प्लानिंग है क्या? प्रश्न है, आखिर प्लानिंग क्या है? हर व्यक्ति कहेगा, रोज यही बातें होती हैं कि इसको कंट्रोल किया जाए, पर कैसे? सच है, योजना क्या है? इसको रोकने की योजना क्या है? प्रश्न उठेगा और उठना चाहिए भी, क्योंकि जब तक प्रश्न नहीं उठेगा उत्तर भी नहीं मिलेगा। प्रश्न उठना चाहिए कि आखिर इसको कैसे रोका जाए। योजना किसे कहते हैं? योजना उसी को कहते हैं। What should be plan? What is our plan? How we should move forward? That is all is plan, scheduling. We call it schedule or schedule. SHE, schedule, SHEDULE. Schedule means a kind of milestone fixing where we can say, yes, within this period, with these resources, we can bring back this figure or we can extrapolate this. Now, bringing this figure, planning means we should have a chart, we should have a program to hold this expansion of COVID. That plan I'm not finding on any way, but we can think on that. This figure, that 1100 something, is root of that. This from all that I was telling. We can move if we wish, if we have a desire, if we have a plan, if we have a determination, we can do that. Where is that determination? That determination is not seen with government. This determination is not seen with non-government organizations. And this determination is not seen with people of this country. This determination is not seen anywhere on any forum or any platform. So where should it come from? Then it should come from each individual, each citizen of this country, because after all, citizen is unit of population. And if citizen is aware, citizen can take care of that. Now, there is no plan from any forum, any platform. So each citizen should convert to platform to take its own care, because at least if you take your own care, you can have protection for yourself, protection for your family, protection for your wife, husband, protection for your kids, protection for your seniors, protection for your neighbor. Like that, at least you can do. And more than neighbor, I think you may not move because you have limited catchment area and limited access towards others. That limited access at least gives you hope that you can take your care. If you take your care using all precautionary PPEs, PPEs means personal protective equipment. If you use for yourself, at least you can stop expansion of COVID impact in your area and likewise whole nation. So that's one thing, one point we should do. But that's not only point. There are so many points we have to take into our consideration. Of course, now weather has changed. We should be worried about this. Weather has gone cold. Temperature is about 10, 9, 8, sometime 12, 20 in daytime. Whatever temperature is, that is favorable to COVID, and humidity is also high, sometimes 88%, 85% relative humidity, which also is supporting environment for thriving, for expansion, for generation of COVID unit. We should need unit. So this also is against us. This environment conditions, weather conditions do not support people, do support COVID expansion. If you see in day temperature, it is about 25, 26. Morning temperature early at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock is 10 degrees, 11 degrees, like that. But humidity is very high, 85%, 88%. And that humidity is supportive to COVID. We have to understand this point. So we do whatever we can. We have to protect ourselves from this, and we should avoid, hot heat is very important to fight against COVID. COVID, if it's 90 degrees or more, there can be no COVID, 90 degrees Celsius, according to research. More than 90 temperature does not allow COVID to thrive, but temperature up to 20, 30, 40 is very supportive to COVID, and because it is winter now, it's always less than 10 minimum and less than 30 or 25 maximum. So we have to be very, very realistic in this. We have to encounter COVID on many fronts: weather front, personal front, state front, hygiene front. Sewer line, water line are also, if not duly controlled, can help COVID survive. We have to consider many factors. Now AC, we can say AC is not required, that is positive point, but wherever it is working, it's against us and it's supportive of COVID. Water collection or water stagnation is another point. Sewer line leakage is another point. We have to consider wherever there is wet or it's humid or water relevance, COVID can thrive. So we have to consider these points very clearly to understand what is 1132. I am saying 1130, let us say 1130 or 1140 in between. This is a control point which we can say COVID has to be controlled only by this. Now how to bring it down, that's another issue. That issue is not in one body's hand, that issue is national issue for which public is responsible and government should be responsive. Government response and public responsibility must cooperate together, move together, organize together. Only then we can say we can combat COVID. I'm not saying overcome. There's no need of overcome. We don't want to overcome something. We have to move conflicting with each other, loggerhead with each other. That's where it's required, because we know more than 25 or 35 crore people have already been infected in our country. That's very much true, very much confirmative to this data. Indirectly is telling that, but not directly. It's saying directly 9%, you may say 7, it says that about, you can say 7, no, it's not 7.9, it's saying that, hold on, 95, 34, 964, this have been, 95, 34, 964 people. This is a projection of COVID, you can say. This is a projection of COVID of those who have been tested, so we can chart out percentage of this. Again, this is that divided by, this is that multiplied by 100, and this is that, so 6.64, and if you multiply this by 130 crore, you can say multiplied by 130 crore, 30, so you can say 8.63, it's around 9%, 8.63%, it is saying 8.63%, or you may say 9% actually. Let us consider 9% rather than this, just in whole figure calculation. So calculation must support us. So plus 9%, that is the formula, multiplied by 130 crores. You may say this is 1.7, 11.7 crores, according to this data itself, says that this is happening. If this data itself is telling, suggesting 11 crore people have been, according to whatever results we received so far, that is, and if we consider yesterday's report, we will find different answer, but let us take on an overall picture. 11 to 12% crore people have been infected according to government data, which is not a reliable one, but because we don't have another choice, so we have to partly depend on that. So we can say if you multiply it by some factor, you will find, let us say multiply by 3 factor or 2 factor, you will find that answer. What I was saying, if you multiply, let us say this, that is half true or partly true. If you multiply it by this 2.5, let us say neither this way nor day, 29.25 crore. If you multiply this factor by 3, you would say this is 350 or 35 crore. If you multiply this factor by 2, you would say 23.4 crore, or whatever you say it is. So what I mean to say is that we can discover facts from this data by using our own experience and mind. Because 116 crore people are there about whom we cannot predict today how many percent of this population, 116 crore, remaining one, they may contact COVID-19. So we say, let us say 35 crores have already been infected. Do we want to raise this figure or we want to drop this figure? That is our option, that's our question we have to consider. And that's what we say, as much this period goes up, it's against us, and as much as it goes down, it's better for us. Now I go to state data and we'll come back here, because this is state data for yesterday. Status on this date, today, December 3rd for December 2nd, and state-wise data for our country, Bharat, India, COVID-19, is this one. And let's say state-wise, Maharashtra 18.32 lakhs, Karnataka 8.88 lakhs, Andhra 8.69 lakhs, Tamil Nadu 7.85 lakhs, Kerala 6.15 lakhs, Delhi 5.78 lakhs, Uttar Pradesh 5.47 lakhs, West Bengal 4.90 lakhs. And then Odisha 3.2 lakhs, Rajasthan 2.72 lakhs, Telangana 2.72 lakhs, and Chhattisgarh 2.41 lakhs, Haryana 2.378 lakhs, Bihar 2.35 or 36 lakhs, Assam 2.14 lakhs, Gujarat 2.13 lakhs, Madhya Pradesh 2.08 lakhs, Punjab 1.53 lakhs, Jammu Kashmir 1.11 lakhs, Jharkhand 1.09 lakhs, Uttarakhand 75,784, Goa 48241, and then Himachal Pradesh 41,860, Puducherry 3,707, Tripura 3,280, Manipur 2.390, Chandigarh 17,642, Arunachal Pradesh 1,632, Meghalaya 1,195, Nagaland 1,125, Ladakh 8,623, Sikkim 507, Andaman Nicobar 47, Mizoram 388, Dadra Nagar Haveli 33, and Lakshadweep 0. And you say here, if you see, it's active discharge and death ratio, which is here 5.14%. They are themselves saying active cases, 90.9 discharge, they are saying discharge, and 1.19 which are deaths. So that itself is horrifying. If we do not take care now, this could be 5.67, this could be 4.53, this could be 3.63, this could be 2.9, this could be 2, depending on timings. As much time we take to combat this, it will increase deaths. Now they are saying 1.5 crore, because this is out of 130. If you say, I say 130 here, let's say 130, and I say here, instead of 130, I say 130 I take from this cell, and this becomes, so likewise we say, here we can say that it's also 130, so I say 130 here, I put this cell mark here, and this is here, or I can 130 here rather better, so that it's easy for me to work, rather than taking your time. So I put this off, and I say, okay, this is 130, that is AM, AL 138 rather than AL 138. I will say I'll put AL this, and that is this. And so this is A. So I can say here, I will move like this, and this data becomes clear one. This becomes, your own program. So this is population, this is death in crores, this is population, and this is death percentages. This is what program is telling now. Death percentages. Now what we do? That's what we are seeing. So it is 1.19 now. This means, let me put it off because this is not required. So I should say better, just don't be confused with this. This goes away. Let us put this off as well. Now this data is very, very clear here. If they say 1.19, this is first go, 1.130 and 1.5 crore people have, means you can say, if we say, I'm talking of whole population, I'm not talking of whatever is reported till now. When it's 1.55 crore people would lose their life, right? And if you say, no, I'll take another factor, by 25% adjustment, and it is 1.93. Just hold on, please. Hold on a moment. Let me see if my water is falling. If it's falling, I'll be back. 1 minute, please. There's also electric current. Back. Well, I'm actually very tired, very sick, so I have to stretch my legs also. Just a minute. So this data is very clearly telling what we are in this. Now if we increment of 25% to this data, we get impact on 1.93% population, and then we go further another 25%. We would say 2.41 crores, another 25%, that is 2.32, we get 3 crores, and then 3.77, that can go up to 4.71, 5.89, 7.6. So in this period, that's 1100 something, we may suffer loss of about 7 or more than 7 crore people if we consider this approach. Though I don't believe this approach, but no problem, we can consider this approach without any major issue, and that's why we say what is required is this one. That's very important point. We have to consider our way. If we do not, we suffer national loss, human loss as well. So I just put this in a proper fashion somewhere here so that we can very well understand this. My dear friends, we have to consider ourselves, where do we stand? Do we believe what they say, or we have to calculate ourselves? And that's the exercise here I'm doing on your behalf, on public behalf, means what actually is happening, that is to be understood very well. And that's the whole purpose of this exercise. Otherwise, there's no meaning in talking like this or in doing like this. So this data, as I said, is hallmark of this report. And we can say, we have to increase resources. That's the only way. As daily I say, there is a need, there's necessity at this moment to enhance our resources, quantum of resources to control this. All those people who are in higher authorities and the higher public must consider this point. They should not be ignored. There is no news as such, there is no indication as such. They are giving very optimistic report. Everything is okay, everything is under control. Fact remains different. Nothing is under control. Fact says according to this data. This data says there is nothing under control, and it's not politics I'm saying, it's fact I'm saying. You can see this curve here. This curve is every day giving new mountains and new valleys, Every day it's giving new designs, you can say. Every day it's giving new designs. So that's very important point we have to consider. We cannot ignore anything. हम कुछ भी को गवा नहीं सकते, कुछ भी चीज़ को overlook नहीं कर सकते और ना ही करना चाहिए. Nation has to stop allowing corona to make corona bomb to explode through corona nuclear, corona nuclear fission. Nuclear fission, that's what I'm calling. We cannot take it like that through corona fission. We can say that. All right. So this sentence is very important. Nation has to stop allowing corona to make corona bomb, to explode through corona nuclear fission. राष्ट्र को कोरोना को रोकना होगा ऐसा न्यूक्लियर बम बनने के लिए जो फिशन कर दे, एक्सप्लोजन कर दे, और इस एक्सप्लोजन को किसी भी तरह से रोकना चाहिए. हमें उसके लिए पैसा लगाना पड़े या और रिसोर्स लगाने पड़े, ये काम पब्लिक को सोचने का है और पब्लिक द्वारा सरकार को सोचने का है. नहीं तो हम फंसे तो हैं ही, और ये फंसना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, बहुत मुश्किल है निकलना इससे निकलना बहुत मुश्किल है. फंसना बड़ा आसान होता है. पानी गिर रहा है शायद. यस इट इज फॉलिंग. वाटर रन कर दो. आप होल्ड ऑन प्लीज. तो आ गए भाई. सॉरी, मेरा मोटर बंद करनी थी, कोई था नहीं यहाँ तो मैं नहीं करनी थी. रिग्रेट टू वेस्ट योर टाइम. लेकिन टाइम तो वापस आ जाएगा, 1-2 मिनट है. लेकिन ये जो हम खो रहे हैं कोरोना में, ये वापस नहीं आएगा. ये करोड़ों जिंदगियां लेके जाएगा. इस बात को अपने दिमाग में बिठा लें. सरकार की बातों का आंख मीच के, दिमाग बंद करके यकीन ना करें, क्योंकि सरकार राजनीति करती है लेकिन पब्लिक राजनीति नहीं करती है. बस यही फ़र्क होता है देश की पब्लिक में और देश की सरकार में. सरकार को हर बात पे राजनीति करनी होती है, लेकिन देश की जनता को जीवन चाहिए, देश की जनता को और प्रॉब्लम का हल चाहिए, जो कि नहीं मिल रहा है. बिल्कुल ये बात ज़रूर है. और 4-3 लगाएंगे तो 12.4 आता है. अगर हमको 3 महीने में, इफ़ यू वांट टू सॉल्यूशन इन 3 months, it's 12.4 times what we have today. And if you want result in 2 months, it should be 18 times. If you want in 4 months, it should be 9.3 times. If in 5 months, it should be 7.44. But optimum period is 3 months. So it should be 12.4 times. Augmentation of resources should be done. When I say augmentation, 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 which means increase in resources, increase in capacity of resources increase, and whatever resources we are using today, it should be multiplied and increased by 12.4. That's what's required. And if you don't do that, then we have to suffer. That is very much true. Nobody can help us. That's also a fact in this. So I understand that you may get my point. Increase in resources is important, and government action is not showing that. Not even, forget 12 times, they have not even increased it twice. They have not done anything on that account. Let us say, okay, 1.25 we do it. It should be then something more. 30 say it should be little percentages. It should be 10-5%. They are not doing anything. So this is what we need. If suppose there are 2 persons working for something today, it should be 24% in that place. Can we do that? Because we don't require machines for this. We don't require, finance. We have plenty of staff in government. We have plenty of staff in all governments, and we have plenty of people to serve government or serve people or serve this cause from people. So I don't think there's some problem. Even if you multiply by 12, you can do it. And why they don't do it, I have no answer to this. Why people are not serious, why government is not serious, I cannot answer this question. 116 crore people are in peril today, and they shall remain peril. And if means 115 crore, and if you consider 1132 days, every day what is value, you can find that is very easily here. I can say, let's enjoy by this, divide by this, how many people there. It is 10,21,931 every day. With this, if you test 10,21,931, 10,21,931 का रोज आप अगर टेस्ट करें तब 1132 दिन बनते हैं. तो अगर इसका हमको 12 गुना टेस्ट करना पड़े तो आप समझ सकते हैं मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ. इसको हम 12 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दें यहाँ पे यदि, तो ये बनता है इतना. देखिए 1,22,63,174. हमको ये रिसोर्स चाहिए. टेस्ट रिक्वायर्ड पर डे, आई कैन से टेस्ट रिक्वायर्ड per day. That's what I'm saying. Tests required per day. Tests required per day. This is that. Laughing, right? Laughing in, sometimes you have to laugh in that, like this destiny, because it's also a very important point. So this highlighted in this, and this is, I can say, if I put color on this, I should say color here is which color I should put. This is not red one, this is directive color. So this should be something green, or I think no, a green won't work. It should be little darker green, right? Or let's say in blue, it's like that, you see. So we have to test 1,22,63,175 per day. If we increase it to 12, we can do it. If we can do it, how many days it will take, you can see yourself. How many days it will take, it is, if you take per day this much. So, well, it's natural because we use that number here. If you use this, then it will take plus this divided by this. And you can say 94 days it would take. Days 94 it would take. That's the important point here. Right. Days, you can say, means every day we think something and do something, nothing wrong from that, nothing wrong from this. Just it is only a kind of planning. Days, 94, if we do this. So we can, itself says here, if I say 12, let us say 12, if I use this figure 12 here and formalize this with that one, you will get answer here. So you will actually get now this answer directly. How we see that one here. Now I say 3 months, let's say 2 months, so we will get this figure. Simply, so this is just the generation of formula, you may say that way. So no issue at all, no issue at all. So we get directly here, let's say 20 here. So if we say I want to increase in resource in 5, it's 5 months. So this shall be this resource. So another kind of projection it is, and I can say, okay, we do it like this, so that it's different one here. Not this one, sorry, I'm sorry, not this one. What's that? Yeah, here. It's this one here, It's this one here. So this is another kind of indicator we have here now, that when we talk here, let me say here, I put this also a yellow one, and this also in this. So this is our variable here. In place 5, I can say 6, so this is answer. If I say 7, then this is answer. If I say 8, this is answer. So like that, this is an answer, If I say 9, it is answer. If I say 10, then this is an answer. So like that, I keep back it to 3 because that's what I think is best one. So let us say 3 here, and this is an answer. So we can daily monitor and think on this, what we should do, what we should not do. So test required per day is this, and days we will finish with this. And this is current one. So this is highlighter what we should do, and this is test required per day, and days in which we can finish that, and this is that one. So from today more requires this one, days, and now what I say, I think you understand what I mean, what I want to tell. And before that, let me be clear about these columns because many of you may not be seen before. This column is for number of days, serial number of days, and this is for dates of these report days, which is more than 3 months. This is, assumptions, and here it is population. This is, you can say, percentage daily test in relation to population, and this is test update. How many tests have been conducted, which is government data, not ours one. Percentage total tests done per population, and percentage remaining population to be tested, which is very easy to find out. And daily tests conducted, and this is daily percentage daily tests over total tests. Just a statistical provision for research purpose, and this infection update, and this percentage of positive infection over total test done, and this is daily positive cases and daily positive over tested, death update, and this is daily deaths. So these are columns that we are using, and these all highlighted ones are from government record.
ले लिया ना?
ले लिया? ठीक. So it will take. We can check this video protocol. We can check this by using this calculation here. We can change this here and get answer easily, no problem. So this lesion, this lesion, this lesion, this lesion are there. Again 4 is this, and do it bang. Okay. So with this, I close this.